What if you could get a sneak peek into a trainer's plan before a horse ever steps into the starting gate? Not by guessing, not by following hype, but by reading clues that are right there in the past performances. Today we're talking about a simple, overlooked pattern, when a trainer changes distance, and how that decision lines up with the horse's stamina background through its family line. Put those two together, and you start seeing intent, not just entries. A lot of people treat horse racing like it's chaos. Like anything can happen, so why bother trying to read the signals? And yes, racing is unpredictable. But that doesn't mean it's random. Trainers make decisions for reasons, owners have goals, and the horse itself has physical strengths that don't magically change from one week to the next. The numbers, the distances, and the pedigree can tell a story of preparation. If you learn to hear that story, you stop betting on vibes and start betting on patterns. Here's the core idea for this episode: a distance change is rarely an accident. It's often a message. When a trainer stretches out in distance or cuts back, they're usually reacting to something they've learned about the horse. And when you cross-check that move against stamina hints coming from the bloodline, you can often tell whether this is a serious attempt to win, a developmental run, or a strategic placement that the public won't fully understand. Let's start with the distance change itself. When a horse goes longer than it has been running, that can mean the barn believes the horse wants more ground. Maybe the finishes have been strong late, maybe the early speed has been fading, or maybe the trainer has been building fitness with shorter races and now wants the payoff. On the flip side, when a horse cuts back in distance, it can be a way to sharpen speed, to put the horse in a spot where it can sit closer, or to take advantage of a field that looks vulnerable at that trip. But here's the problem: distance changes are common, and not every change is a positive sign. So how do you separate the meaningful ones from the noise? This is where the mind reader approach comes in. You're not literally reading minds. You're reading alignment. Distance change plus performance data plus stamina background. When those things point in the same direction, it's often a clue that the trainer expects improvement right now. So what should you look for in the performance data? Start with how the horse is finishing. Not just the final placing, but the way the race ends. Is the horse gaining ground late? Is it getting past late after showing speed? Is it running evenly without a punch? Those patterns can suggest whether more distance or less distance is likely to help. Trainers see these things too, and when they adjust distance, they're often trying to match the horse's running style to a trip that maximizes it. Now let's layer in the second piece: ancestral stamina, or more simply, what the family line tends to produce. Certain bloodlines consistently throw horses that want longer distances, keep running late, and thrive as the races get more demanding. Others lean toward speed, quick acceleration, strong early pace, and better performance when the race is shorter and more intense. You don't need to become a pedigree historian to use this. You just need a basic sense of whether the horse is built, on paper, for stamina or for speed. When the trainer's distance change matches the horse's stamina profile, that's when the signal gets louder. Imagine a horse that's been running shorter races, finishing with energy but running out of room. Then suddenly it's entered at a longer distance, and the pedigree says stamina is in the family. That's not just a random experiment. That can be a purposeful move, one that the betting public might underestimate if they're only looking at recent finishes and not the context. The same goes the other way. If a horse has been stretching out and fading, and then you see a cutback, and the bloodline leans faster and sharper, that can be a "finally, this makes sense" moment. It can signal that the barn is getting serious about placing the horse where it can actually win, instead of forcing it into a trip that doesn't fit. Now, let's talk about the teaser idea here, the so-called silent language. Trainers don't announce their strategy to the public. But they do reveal it through their actions. A sudden distance adjustment can be a deliberate signal, especially when it's paired with a pattern you can see in the numbers: improving late pace, better energy distribution, or races that look like stepping stones rather than true win attempts. This is why so many bettors miss these opportunities. They'll glance at the last race, see a modest finish, and move on. They won't ask, did the horse actually run better than it looks? They won't ask, does the new distance make the horse more dangerous? And they definitely won't ask, does the pedigree support this change? That's where you can find value. Horses whose odds are bigger than their real winning chance because the public isn't reading the intent. If you want a simple way to apply this, here's a quick mental checklist. First, identify the distance change. Is the horse stretching out or cutting back? Second, check the recent performances for clues that the horse's current trip is slightly wrong, either too short to finish or too long to sustain. Third, look at the family stamina profile. Does the bloodline suggest this new distance is a natural fit? And finally, ask yourself one big question. Does this look like a targeted move, or does it look like a desperate shuffle? Because that's the real game here. You're trying to catch the difference between an intentional plan and a random adjustment. When the plan is there, the data usually supports it. The distance shift makes sense with the way the horse has been running, and the bloodline doesn't argue against it. When those pieces click together, you may be looking at a horse that's about to outrun its public reputation. And that's the promise of this approach. Not that you'll be right every time, no one is. But you'll stop guessing blindly. You'll start seeing structure. You'll start understanding why certain distance changes are more than just a number on the program. They can be the trainer telling you, quietly, this is the spot. So next time you're handicapping a race, don't just ask who's fastest on paper. Ask what the trainer is trying to do. Follow the distance change. Follow the performance patterns. And use the stamina story in the bloodline as your reality check. When you do, you'll find contenders that other bettors are missing, and sometimes, those are the bets that pay the best.